This is our stringless electric slide guitar, cello, violin, whatever you want to call it. We haven't actually figured out what it is. It interprets a ribbon controller to give us a positional output, and we use that to bend up a standard bass note, which is when you're not hitting anything. So, and we have a couple patches loaded in that we can switch between. An FSR is a resistor that starts at infinite resistance. It's just an open circuit. And as you press on it, it lowers its resistance to eventually close to zero. We have 4 here, which send node-ons at different, at fifth intervals. And we have an additional strip FSR, which is a long strip that actually runs underneath this one. You can't really see it. And we have that plugged into the mod wheel, I believe, and it's affecting the LFO.
So we have a ribbon sensor on top and then another FSR strip underneath that, which is essentially controlling LFO. So you can, the harder you push down, sending more velocity, which will increase the vibrato in it. So exactly, you can just get the kind of like tremolo effect that you would as if you were playing an actual cello. Because the ribbon controller is divided into 3 different sections, and we actually didn't even bother to use the 3rd section because it was such a small different range. So we have an octave, a fourth, and then a major second. So not only can you use it as a pitch bend, but you can also combine this with finding different positions of notes. So like play an octave.
You have 2 switches that go into the notes on, and when you press them, it goes to an if statement saying that if it's like this switch, then it goes to this, and it sends the velocity of 127. So we divide that by 127. So when it's on, it's 1. When it's off, it's 0. And then we multiply the velocity of the FSRs. So it'll play only when you're hitting the FSR and when you're pressing down the switch. The top switch is a major chord, and the bottom switch it's a minor chord.
It's always sending out data to the chords. However, when they're not down, it's multiplying their velocity by 0. So it's continuously sending note offs, as it turns out. But that doesn't really matter.
So what happens when you hit one of the FSRs and you're not moving a switch? And you're not holding a switch. Yeah. So those switches are turning the one note into chords, either major or minor.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And that whole chord goes. So you can get any chord you want to.
Right. There you go.